Luke 1:26-38. What the parents should know. In the 6th month after John's conception, Gabriel visits Mary and tells her that she will give birth to the Son of God. His birth will bring Israel's long-awaited salvation, and his reign will never end. Mary is highly favored by God, verses 28 and 30. We are not told why Mary deserves such high praise, and thoughtful readers of the Bible have been speculating ever since. But for whatever reason, she is chosen specifically. She is engaged to Joseph, who is in the line of David, as is Mary, see Matthew 1:16, a necessary requirement for someone who will give birth to a son who will sit on David's throne. Gabriel tells Mary that the son's name will be Jesus. Matthew 1:21 explains the significance of the name. He will save his people from their sins. Jesus is a variation of the Hebrew name Joshua, which means salvation. In the previous lesson, Gabriel had also announced John's name, the Lord is gracious. In the Old Testament, when God names a child, it indicates that the child will play some extraordinary role in God's plan. See Isaiah 7:14. We learn from Gabriel that the boy will be called Son of the Most High, which is a way of saying that Jesus will be king. When understood from an Old Testament point of view, Son of God has royal connotations. Israel's kings represented God to the people. They ruled on behalf of God, and so were sons of God. See Psalm 2. At this point, Mary is simply being told that her son will be king of Israel in the line of David, to sit on David's throne. What will make this king's reign unique is its duration. Unlike the line of David in the Old Testament, which came to a halt in the Babylonian exile, 586 BC, Jesus' kingdom will not end. The perpetual line of David promised in the Old Testament, 2 Samuel 17, will now finally become reality in the son of this young virgin woman. So far, this may seem like a letdown for modern readers. What about Jesus being God? Isn't that the real point? We get to this in part 2 of Gabriel's announcement. Mary reasonably asks how she can possibly be the one to perpetuate David's line since she is a virgin. Gabriel tells her that she will be empowered and overshadowed by the Holy Spirit, and so her son will be called Son of God, verse 35. Here we see the same title, Son of God, used in a second sense. It is still a royal title, recognizable to anyone at the time who knew the Old Testament. But now that title is going to be infused with extra meaning. Even though Old Testament kings represented God on earth, Jesus will take that role to a new level. This king does not represent God as the Old Testament kings did. He is God with us, to borrow Matthew's language in Matthew 1:23. Israel's long wait for a king in David's line to sit once again upon his throne is now over. But this time, God himself will have a son. That son's kingdom will not end. The physical realities of the Old Testament are but shadows. With Jesus, they take on a deeper meaning.